Hey, what's going on, gardening family? From the ground up, coming at you again. Here to talk. It's raining. We're here to talk about 8 herbs that's easy to grow in Zone 10B, Miami, Florida. Y'all ready? Let's go. Hurry up! It's getting ready to rain.
Here we're going to show you 8 herbs that grow well in our zone. They require very little maintenance once established in your garden, and they're also container friendly. All of these herbs have great health benefits, plus they taste delicious when added to meals. Okay, here we have oregano. It's an easy herb to grow. It's in the mint family, but it doesn't grow wild like mint. It's not as invasive as mint. And once established, it will be able to tolerate the hot and humid weather we have here. And it's also drought tolerant. Once established, you won't have to water it as much. And this is oregano. Right next to the oregano, we have thyme. And thyme loves the sun, is drought tolerant. Thyme is not picky about the soil that is planted in, and it does not like to be watered often, maybe once every 2 weeks. And here we have marjoram. It's easy to grow from seed. It's another perennial. It's also drought tolerant. I would say that this herb and basil are great beginner plants, and I've noticed that this plant here, it does better in part sun and part shade. It doesn't really like direct sunlight. When I transplant it into the garden, I'll give updates on how well it does. We have our sage. Sage can get a little bushy. It is in the mint family, but it's not an invasive plant. It loves the sun and it needs well-draining soil. It's also easy to grow from seed, and this is one herb that does not lose its flavor even after it flowers. Our sage has never flowered in our garden, and also the leaves does feel like velvet. Here we have tarragon. And this herb grows well here. It's also a perennial. You can plant it in a sunny location, and it does well in a shaded area. It can be drought tolerant once established, but until then, water regularly. We have rosemary. Rosemary is another evergreen perennial that grows very well in Florida. It doesn't like to get its feet wet, and it does love the sun. Once you have this herb established in your garden, you don't really have to worry a lot about it. Rosemary does grow pretty big, so be mindful of where you plant it in your garden. You can grow it from seed. Here's a tip. Get a knife and nick the seed, and then place it in a damp paper towel, and that will help with the germination rate. And here we have parsley. It's an evergreen herb. It can take up to a month to germinate from seeds, so if you have patience, then go for it. It grows well in partial sun, partial shade areas, and it does not like to be in wet soil, so make sure your soil is well draining and water regularly. Here we have basil. All the basil we had in the garden, growing in the garden, we pulled. I'll insert some video to show you how we picked it and dried it, or just how we dried it. But basil grows fairly well, and basil is very easy to grow from seed, and it does volunteer itself just about anywhere in your garden. Most basil plants do flower fairly easily, and once any of these herbs start to flower, it will attract pollinators. And no, you do not need to start your garden from seed. It is okay to start your garden from plant starts or even propagation, and we hope this helps. Thanks for watching.
Alright guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. I mean it, for real. Right now. Right now. For real. Share it. I ain't playing.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying.